Hello, guys. Oh,
Oh,
let
let
me
me
turn my
turn my
microphone
phone
off.
off on my overhead cam. Okay. I'm really hoping my overhead camera doesn't die today because I'm having to use my phone. Normally, I have an extra phone, like an old phone, that I'm picking out paintbrushes that I use for it. But I thought I charged it, but I guess the cord wasn't plugged in because it's not charged. So but that means probably the video won't cut off, the overhead won't cut off like halfway through like it does on my other videos. So if y'all have seen that happen, it doesn't happen with my phone. I do not know why. All right, let me make sure I can see your comments. Okay, so how is everyone doing? Welcome to our November paint party. As usual, I have like this one hair that is, I can see it. Y'all can't see it because my ring light. Okay, so let me make sure that y'all can see everything. I know you can see this, my camera overhead, but like right in front of me, but I feel like it lets you be able to see like a little bit more up close when I'm painting. So that's good. We probably are not going to have a ton of people commenting live because we are in the group. This should be an SVG Clubhouse group. And so since it's not as many people, a lot of people watching the replay, which is totally fine. But if you are here and watching, please say hello and chat with me because it's lonely when you don't have anyone to chat with during a live. It gets a little weird sometimes. So yeah. So anyway, we are going to be painting something fun today. If you have not made a shaker set, you're in for a treat. This is the Candy Cane shaker set from the November set of files. And when I make a shaker set, I give you guys usually either like one big sign or I give you a mini sign. Hey, Laura, how are you? And then I also give you a 3D piece that you can use on like tiered trays and things like that. So these signs are perfect for tiered trays. They're perfect for like little shelves. I have like a little shelf in my kitchen that I decorate for the different holidays. So I plan on putting mine on there. I already have the set that I made for the photos for y'all. So I'm going to make them the same. And then, excuse me, then I'll probably give the second set to someone, like maybe my sister or somebody like that, so they can decorate their house. Okay, now someone is commenting hello, but let me know that I cannot see your name because we're in a group. Okay, y'all, this is how Facebook works with groups. I'm using StreamYard to go live. That is the way that I go live so that you have the split screen. But the only thing about using StreamYard with Facebook is that if you are in a group like we are right now, that I cannot see your name unless you click the little thing that pops up that says something about giving StreamYard permission. And I've had people say that they've clicked that and it still doesn't show their name. So I'm sorry, I don't know. I wish that I could fix that. I wish it wasn't an issue. Hopefully y'all can figure out and like click the little thing and I'll be able to see your name. But for me, it just says Facebook user. So I don't know who you are. So yeah, it's just like, it's a StreamYard Facebook relationship thing. Okay. Sorry. I'm thirsty. All right. We are going to, let's see, paint the little sign first. Now I did not, well, I did do the lines on, I do shiplap lines on these a lot. You don't have to engrave the shiplap lines if you just want to omit them, but I accidentally moved my my wood and my lines are off. So I'm just going to do the smooth side. I didn't feel like doing it all over again. I'm just going to do the smooth side, but you can do the shiplap lines if you want to. So yeah. And I'm wondering if I should flip the colors. Should I flip the colors for this one? Maybe I'll do that. I'll do the back in green for this one. All right, so we're going to paint the frame first, and I'm just going to use some white chalk paint for that. You can also, if you want to cut whiteboard and use that for your frame, you can certainly do that. I do that a lot actually because it's just easy and quick. So I use whiteboard all the time whenever I can get away with it. But I did not do that today. So I did, I put a piece of craft paper down as my background because I feel like my other background was getting a lot of paint on it and it just was kind of like hard to see what I was painting sometimes. So I thought I would just stick a piece of craft paper down when I do my lives. We'll see how that works out. I love this chalk paint because it's usually like one coat. coverage for white paint. That's pretty good. You don't get that from white paint very often. So if you are watching, comment and tell me if you have made this set yet. Tell me what you're doing today, what is going on, all the things. Have you started Christmas shopping yet? I'm sure most people probably have started Christmas shopping. I have not. I take that back. I have one Christmas present. It's for my cat. Yeah, that's crazy. I was at Target the other day and they had this cute little, he's sitting here, y'all. He can hear me. They had this cute little Christmas treat thing. And it was the treats that he likes, the little Temptations. So I had to get that for him. It's like turkey and sweet potato flavored. But yeah, I have gotten to where I just don't shop until after Thanksgiving a lot of times. I have not put my Christmas decorations up. A lot of times I wait till the weekend after Thanksgiving to do that. It just really depends on my mood. And I just feel like I'm not there. I can't get, it hasn't struck me yet. I see all the Christmas decorations out around town and it stresses me out a little bit. And I'm a Christmas person. Like my husband will tell you, I love Christmas and I usually go way overboard on everything Christmas. So it's really weird for me to not be in the mood. I need to just get like inspired by something. I don't know, to get my Christmas stuff out. Some years it's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming to have to drag all that stuff out. But then once it's decorated, it's so pretty and I enjoy it so much. So just need to get it out and get going with it. My son is coming home from college on Tuesday and he loves the Christmas decorations. Both my kids do. So maybe he will help me while he's home to get some things put out. This green is called Festive Green, I think. Festive Green by Deco Art Americana. I love my Deco Art paints. They are my favorite acrylic paints. I need some more paint, as a matter of fact. Have you guys asked for any new craft supplies for Christmas? Is anybody getting anything fun? I have not asked for craft supplies. I don't ask for anything for Christmas usually just because like my kids will ask me like, Mom, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really need anything. It's really hard for me to come up with something. So I usually tell them like slippers or fuzzy socks. They usually will find something. But I'm at the age, tell me if y'all are the same, if you are at the point in life where you are no longer trying to acquire things, you are almost trying to like get rid of things. Like I'm trying to get some of the things in my house out of my house because I feel like the walls are starting to close in a little bit. Like I used to love to shop. And I'm getting to where I'm like, nope, don't need that. Don't need that. I can make that. That's the crafter's life. You see something in the store and you're like, well, I can make that. I do that all the time. Do I actually make it? Sometimes. Not as often as I should. All right. This probably needs another coat, but it needs to dry for a minute. All right. So we're doing the green background on this one, and then we'll do the little mug. Okay, so the way that these work, if y'all have not made shakers before, is that they are layers. Laura says, my kids are so creative with their gifts that their gifts are way better than anything I'd asked for. That's so sweet. I love that. Mine are very good at coming up with stuff too. You hate shopping. I tell you, I used to love shopping. I did. But I shop on Amazon mostly now. So maybe I have one of these that's already open. Can't remember if I do or not. I think I might have finally used it all up. Yeah, I finally used it all up. All right, let me open this one. This is Deco Art True Red. They also have a Santa Red, but I feel like this True Red to me looks more like a Christmassy bright red color. So I find myself grabbing this one. more than the Santa red for Christmas stuff. Yeah, I used to love to shop. I loved Black Friday shopping. That was the best. Back when, before they made it into like a weird thing where they started it the day of Thanksgiving, and then they started just doing Black Friday like way early. Like people have been doing Black Friday sales now I feel like for weeks. So if y'all know anyone who is wanting to join SVG Clubhouse, I don't know if y'all saw this on my page or not, but I am opening the doors on Black Friday for 24 hours. So if you know someone who is waiting to join, I did send an email out. So hopefully everyone who's on the waiting list will see that we are opening the doors. They open at 6 a.m. Eastern time on Friday, and they're just going to be open for 24 hours to let new people in. So if anybody wants to join, make sure you give them a heads up. I feel like that too, Laura. I do. I feel like I'm just kind of getting lazy about it. Like I'm like, I can just get it on Amazon, delivered to my door. And if I don't like it, I can return it because Amazon makes returns easy too. Okay. I'm only painting on this cup. I'm only painting one of the layers. It really doesn't matter which layer. Okay. So I have cut, and everything in the file is labeled for you. So you will know what to cut out of what material. So one of these cups is cut from 1/8 inch wood and one is cut from 1/4 inch wood. It really doesn't matter which one you paint because you're just going to put one on top of the other. The only reason you're doing that is to make it so that your cup is the same depth as the little whipped cream section. And that will make more sense here in just a minute. But you only need to paint one of them, the one that's going to go on top. So I just did the 1/4 inch one. All right, so now let me go ahead while I have red on my paintbrush and make this candy cane. And how did I do this last time? I have to look at my other one to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so yeah, I painted. So what I'm going to do is paint. So this candy cane is cut out of 1/4 inch wood, and there's only one of these. Unlike the cup that has two different layers. I mean, there are multiple. I don't mean to be confusing. There are multiple layers in this candy cane, but this is the only one that's cut from 1/4 inch wood, and the only one that has these cutouts in it, like that. So we're going to paint this one. And I'm going to do this red. You can make any color candy cane you want to. You could make a pink candy cane, a blue candy cane, whatever color scheme you're going for. You could use paint pens. You can use your Posca pens. So yeah, I'm trying to just sort of declutter at this point in life and not bring a whole lot of new things in. My thing used to be that after Christmas every year, I really didn't want people to buy me a lot of gifts, like my family to buy me a lot of gifts because my gift to myself was after the Christmas holidays were over. And I don't know why I did this, but I would put all my Christmas stuff away. And then I always got in the mood to clean my kitchen out. I don't know why this always happens to me, like at the end of December, early January. I guess early January because I've put my Christmas decorations away. But I go through my kitchen and I do this big clean out of my kitchen. And I get rid of stuff I don't need. But then I always find like, okay, well, it's time for some new spatulas or some new baking sheets or, something like that. So I kind of like reevaluate like, okay, what does my kitchen need? And I don't know why that tends to happen to me right after the holidays, but that's when I do it. So that's my gift to myself. I go shopping for myself and I get some new kitchen stuff. That's just kind of what I've done the past few years for some reason. I am looking for a white Posca pen. So I'm painting, again, I'm sorry. I was going to say it doesn't matter. For this, it does matter. For this whipped cream, you have a 1/4 inch layer and an 1/8 inch layer. Okay. I'm not painting the 1/4 inch. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm only painting this thin layer. And you'll see why when we get to the part where we fill it with goodies. anything you're filling, the thick layer is where you're going to put your pieces, your little filler pieces, because you need more room for them to move around. So I have had people ask me if they can do everything with 1/8" wood. And I did have a couple of people tell me they did shakers where they didn't use any 1/4" wood. They used all 1/8" and it worked fine. It probably depends on how much you're going to put inside and what you're putting inside. Because some, of your sequins and glitter and things like that are chunkier than others. And so you kind of need to judge how chunky and how much you're going to be using. All right, so that's our little white. And then our snowflake. We'll do our little snowflake in white too. These are pretty quick and easy to do. Especially if you use some whiteboard, because I wouldn't have had to do any of these pieces. The frame and this little snowflake I probably could have cut out a whiteboard. The whiteboard that I buy is like not 1/8", not 1/4", kind of an in-between thickness. Yeah, Laura, I always find that I need new like baking stuff. I'll get a couple of like utensils and some baking sheets and like, I don't know, I kind of look at things like my Tupperware. I'll just every couple years I'll be like, all right, this Tupperware needs to go. Like I'm done with this. I need new stuff. Half the lids don't match the bottoms, So I just kind of do that. And sometimes you can find some deals that time of year too. Okay, there's our snowflakes. So the only other thing we need to paint is, oh, whoops, I'm knocking stuff over. We're going to paint the back of this candy cane, and then we're going to paint, these are the letters. So we're going to paint those. This I'm going to do in white. I'll keep that out. I might need that again in a minute. I already have some white paint, so let me use that. I don't know, it's fun to get new baking stuff. And then a couple years ago, I got myself a new vacuum then too. There was like some big sale after Christmas. And, it's funny the things you get excited about as an adult. You get excited about a new vacuum. Life used to be so much more exciting, right? I will tell you, very excited about something that my husband just did. He just got tickets to see Chris Stapleton in Nashville in December. And I am stoked about that. Does anybody else like Chris Stapleton? I know there's not a lot of people watching right now, but if you're on here later on and you like Chris Stapleton, I am, I'm a pretty big country music fan. I love country music. My favorites are Kenny Chesney, who I'm going to see in April. And he's going to be with Old Dominion. And I'm in absolute love with Old Dominion. They're from here. I'm from Virginia, and they are from here. And they're fabulous. Those are like my top ones right now. Okay, the letters here. I could listen to the song Tennessee Whiskey over and over and over again, y'all. Seriously, it's just my favorite song in the world. When you were a kid, you were like a kid when you got your Roomba. I was going to say, you must be young if they had Roombas when you were a kid. When you were like a kid when you got it. Yeah, I don't have a Roomba yet. I don't know why. I just haven't. Someone actually tried to give me a Roomba, and I was like, I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't going to do that good of a job. But then I don't know. Some people love their Roombas. Maybe it's because like I feel like not so much anymore. There's not a lot of stuff anymore. But at the time I was like, no, because it's going to have to go around like toys and socks and dog toys and things like that. And, but I guess if I know I'm going to run the Roomba, then I just need to pick up like I would if I was vacuuming for real, right? Myself. All right, so we're going to paint, let's see. Yes, we're doing these in white. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my paint pens to paint my letters. Keep them in the little outline here. This is 1/4" wood. Does not matter, honestly, if you cut your letters out of 1/8" or 1/4" wood or whiteboard, whatever you want to use would work in this instance. So totally Doesn't matter. Whatever y'all want. So I've only been to Nashville once, and I'm super excited to go back there again. I went to Nashville several years ago. I went to, does anybody follow Tamara Bennett with Southern Adornments? She does door hangers. I did her live event. It's been, gosh, how many years ago? 3 or 4 years ago, I feel like it's been. And that was so much fun. And so I went to Nashville then, but I was only there. I was there for 2 nights, and I wasn't with my husband. I was just there by myself, like, to go to the event. So I really just didn't venture. Like the event, the things were all day long that we did, and they were, they filled up the day, and then we would like go out to eat. And I did go to downtown Nashville. Oh, are you in Tamara's Paint Club, Laura? Painters Clubhouse? Yeah, her paint club is really fun. I've been in there as well. I'm going to paint one more coat on this. I think I need to do another coat of green on here. Let me do that. Anyway, I went to Nashville for that, and I didn't really get to go to do a lot of stuff. Oh, I keep forgetting I already have paint right here in front of me. So one of my friends that I met there, Tiffany is with, what is her business? Shoot. Any other time I could tell you, and I can't pull my phone up because I'm using it to record. Triple D Designs is Tiffany, and I met her in Nashville, and she's from there, and her cousin is in Florida Georgia Line. So she got us into their restaurant bar in like the upstairs room for dinner, and that was absolutely phenomenal. That was so much fun. And I love Tiffany. Tiffany, if you are in here and watching this, your bulldogs just are my heart. She has like, how many bulldogs do you have, Tiffany, if you're in here? I think she has at least 5, but I love seeing all her bulldog pictures. She also does beautiful door hangers. You haven't been to Nashville, Laura? It's a neat town. I just wish I had had more time. So I'm excited to get to go back and see some stuff. And we got the VIP ticket, so we get to do some fun stuff. There's like a photo booth and like there's like it's not a hair, it's like a fiber from the paintbrush. You get to go like ahead of time, and like there's like I think there's like a whiskey tasting, which my husband will like that. I won't be into that, but anyway, so it's going to be super fun. I think you get merch. You get like with the VIP ticket, you get like, I don't know, I'm guessing like a t-shirt or something like that included. So I'm so excited. All right, so that is our second coat of green. And whoops, I want to get paint on my acetate. Let me do a little bit more white on here and on, which one did I paint? This one. Posca pens, white Posca pens generally need 2 coats. So that is really all I need for Christmas. Get to go to that concert and have a little trip. That'll be super fun. We are driving. My husband hates to fly, but of course we do fly. I mean, we fly when it's, going to be a really long trip, but it is 9 hours to Nashville from here. And to me, that is too long to drive, but he wanted to drive. So we are going to divide it up probably into 2 days and just try to make it fun so we're not on the road all day long, because I feel like that is just so long. Oh, you've been there for a layover at the airport? Okay, I think that's all our painting. I think we can start putting things together. So see, that's pretty quick and easy. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. All right. Let's see what we can do next. Let's do, actually, that's still wet. That backer is still wet. So let's do our candy cane. So we've got the backer, which we painted white. And then, you know what? I did need to paint this piece. Hold on. We have one more thing to paint. We got to paint this one, because that's going to go on top. So this one is cut out of 1/8 inch wood. And like I said, everything is in the file. It tells you in the file what materials to use. So for shakers, you typically need some 1/4 inch, some 1/8 inch, and either acetate or acrylic. I did acetate, and I'll show y'all that here in just a minute. And yes, I cut it with my laser. Everybody always asks. I cut it with my laser. You can cut it with your Cricut or your Silhouette if that's what you want to do, but you do not need to get that out. You can just cut everything on your laser or your Glowforge, whichever. I do not know the settings in my head for acetate in the Glowforge, though. I have posted them. I think I might have put them on your supply sheet. If I did not put them on there, most of y'all who are in here are also in my SVG, my Glowforge file sharers group. If you go to that group and you look under files, the files tab at the top, I have a PDF in there that tells you the settings for, oh wait, you know what? Y'all, I'm sorry, my brain, I have Christmas brain. Y'all have to forgive me. I think that PDF is actually the settings for whiteboard. I don't know that I put acetate in there. If you need me to post the settings for acetate, I can come back in and put them in the comments for this video. Or if anyone who is watching cuts acetate with their Glowforge, if you can please comment with the settings that you use. I cut everything with my Thunder laser because I was out there cutting anyway, and so I just went ahead and cut this out with my Thunder laser. And for acetate, I couldn't even tell you, because I just pick, Thunder has a library, a materials library. So I just pick cardstock if I'm cutting acetate, because it's the same setting as cardstock. Oh my goodness. You lost a friend in an airplane crash. Oh my gosh, Laura, that's awful. That is terrifying. I mean, they say planes are safer than cars, but that is still very frightening. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're still going to do this first, though, because this one is the green is still wet, and that's a big, a large piece that needs to dry there for a minute. Okay, so take your candy cane backer, and then you are going to glue your red piece on there. Where's my glue? I'm going to use my Stick Fast. Y'all, I'm ready to eat lunch. I'm hungry. We cooked a turkey yesterday. Oh, this is like glued on there. Our Food Line near our house had, do y'all have Food Lines near y'all? That's one of our grocery stores. Had the deal where you buy $35 worth of groceries and you get your turkeys 33 cents a pound. So we still, last year it was like 29 cents a pound. So everybody's talking about like the prices going up. That really wasn't that much of an increase at all. So we bought 2 turkeys with that deal. A 16 pound and an 18 pound. So I did not want 2 big turkeys. So I really wanted, I went one time and I got the 18 pound turkey, and that was going to be our big turkey. Cause I usually buy like one big turkey and one like smaller one, like 12 pounds. But then, Just make sure this is on here really good so that you can put your little stuff inside of it. Anyway, so I got my big turkey, and then a few days later, I needed groceries again, and I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and get another turkey because why not if a whole turkey's like $5? So I wanted a like 10 to 12 pound turkey, which would have been like even cheaper than that, would have probably been like $3, but they didn't have any that size. So I ended up with 2 big giant turkeys. So we cooked one yesterday. All right, this is where we decide what we're putting inside of our candy cane. So in the example I've got like some white and like very pale gold sequins here, and I could use those. That's what I used in the example. I was debating on, I don't want that one. That's not Christmas. I thought that was Christmas. These 2 Christmas fillers that I have that I thought were cute. I got these on Etsy. I did a not shop with me, a shopping haul a few months ago, and I think I'm going to do this one. And I showed y'all these, and I put a link to the person who sells them on Etsy. I'm sorry if y'all hear my stomach growling. I'm ready for my turkey sandwich. But anyway, so that link is, that video is on my page if y'all want to look at it. And that there's a lady on Etsy who makes these. So they're like made out of like clay, I think. So I thought I would use some of those if I have enough. I might have to do this one. You know what I didn't even notice when I bought these? That's funny that I'm noticing right now. And y'all probably can't see it because you're not like as close as me. I'll show y'all in just a minute. That I thought this was just Christmas, like peppermint sprinkles. There are Mickey shaped heads in here. The little solid color ones are Mickey heads. So I've just inadvertently made myself a little Disney candy cane. I didn't even know I was doing that. I didn't know that's what I ordered. Let me see if I can get it close enough that y'all can see what I'm talking about. This one needs more red in it, I feel like. It needs a candy cane one, a peppermint one. I'm going to show y'all up close in just a minute. Okay. I hope I didn't put too much in there. I think I have enough for my whipped cream on my coffee cup, though. I might need one more red. I'm trying to make them so there's a little bit of red in each one. All right, let me hold this up and see if the camera will focus on it. I don't know if it's going to focus. I put my hand behind it. The YouTubers do that. That works for them, right? Is that focused? Can y'all see that? No. Hold on, let me move it down here. Come on, camera. Shoot. It's not, I don't think it's going to do it. Anyway, they're like the solid ones are like, yeah, they're like Mickey heads. Isn't that funny? I didn't even know I was ordering that. I was just looking at the colors. All right. So now once you get all your little filler pieces in there, then you're going to want your acetate piece. Okay, so this is my acetate. Acetate is, it's clear. Mine just has a piece of tissue on it because mine comes with a tissue backer, and I cut it on my laser with the tissue still on there because I feel like when I do that it doesn't leave burn, like flash, whatever you want to call it, on the back side of my acetate. Sometimes it comes off in one piece, sometimes it doesn't. So I cut it with the tissue still on there. You can take the tissue off before if you're worried about it being a fire hazard. You don't want to cut the tissue. Mine has never sparked when I've cut it on my Thunder. But like I said, I cut it so fast. Like when you're cutting cardstock and acetate, it cuts it so super fast because Thunder's a pretty powerful laser. So it just whips right around there. So it doesn't even leave time to whip up a flame. Really. You need to go today to get your turkey. Are there still turkeys available? I think there's still turkeys available. I know near me they are. Large turkeys are hard to find. I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider a large turkey. Like I've cooked a turkey as big as 22 pounds. I consider an 18-pound turkey a large turkey. So that was the one that I got. And actually that was the biggest one I saw. So maybe you're right. Like maybe if you're looking for like a 22 pound turkey, you're not going to find one, because the biggest one that I saw when I went, and this was like a couple weeks ago, was 18 pounds. But then I also couldn't find the small ones either. I could only find like the medium sized ones. So yeah, kind of weird. All right, so the acetate's going to go on top of there, and then this piece is going to go on top of that. Okay, so we want I'm trying to think how I did this last time. Okay, the only place you want glue, y'all, when you do this, you don't want to put glue on here, because you don't want to be able to see it. Okay, you only want glue on the outside edge, because think about it this way. This piece is going to go on top, so the glue can be underneath the edge of that so you don't see it. All right, so very carefully, I'm not even squeezing this bottle hardly. I'm making sure that I don't get any glue down in there with my fillers, because you don't want those to not be able to move. So just real carefully, tiny, tiny bit of glue around the very outside. This would probably be better if I had a smaller glue dispenser than this gigantic bottle, but this is what I have right now. And I can't get my Gorilla Glue open because the lid is like glued on. So I tried to get it open before I went live and I couldn't get it open. Okay, so then you want to be real careful when you're putting this on too, because you don't want it to move around. So just super careful. Y'all, my stomach is growling. I hope y'all can't hear it. All right, just like that. Let that dry. I mean, we can go ahead and put this glue on here, but just, you don't want to move that around. I'm going to put the glue, I'm going to put the glue on the back of this. Let me make sure I'm in camera here that y'all can see me. And again, you just want a little tiny bit of glue. You don't need to glob glue on. That's just going to cause you a big mess, and you're going to glue your fingers together. You don't want a big globby mess. That is a technical term, right? Globby. It's in the dictionary. Okay. I'm gluing my finger as I say that. I'm gluing my finger on there. All right. I'm just making sure that we are pressed down here. Everything's pressed down. You can set something heavy on top of this if you want to. I know how fast this glue dries. So I'm feeling like if I just put some pressure on here that for a second, that it's going to be perfectly fine. Okay, so we'll set that aside while we do our other piece here. All right, I'm going to do my frame first. You want to make sure, do your frame first so you make sure everything can fit inside of your frame. Why does my nose always want to run when I'm doing a video? Always get the sniffles. Now, for this, I do my clamps. I got these clamps at the Dollar Tree. They have them on Amazon as well, but I got these just at my local store, my local Dollar Tree. And I'm not going to have to leave that on there for very long because, like I said, this dries super quick. All right, now I made a mistake last time that I glued my cup on here before I had put my letters down, and then I didn't have enough room for my cocoa word. Like, make sure, get everything placed on here before you glue everything down to make sure you have room, because the cup and the hot cocoa bar words, they fit with just like a little bit of space on the side. So you don't want to like be too far over with one or the other. Okay, I think I can probably work with it while it's got the clamps on it, honestly. Hold on, I got a little bit of white paint on my red. All right, so let's lay everything out. You want the big piece on the bottom, the thicker piece. For the whipped cream, the thicker piece goes on the bottom. For the cup, it does not matter. All right, and then this. Sometimes I'll put my tape back on here, and then, all right, now see, that's not going to fit. How did I do it last time? I moved it down some. All right, I'm not going to be able to do it that way because with the wood, it won't fit. So I'm just going to lay the words on there without the backer. They fit fine without the backer. Sometimes you can do it that way, but sometimes that's not going to work. Just depending on the pieces that you're working with. That might not be straight. Just bear with me. I'm not standing up over it, so I can't see, but I'm going to get them all on there, and then I'll fix it. So you're going to have enough room for the word bar next to your little handle there. So see why you want to get it all on there first. Make sure it fits before you glue. Okay. All right. So that is pretty spaced on there pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll glue my cup down. Make sure that cup is straight. Does that look straight to y'all? I think that looks pretty straight to me. An inch from the bottom, okay. And again, the reason why you have 2 layers for this is just so it's all at the same level as your whipped cream. So it just looks, you know, it looks more level that way. All right, just a tiny bit of glue on this, you guys. If I could get my Gorilla Glue open, I would use that because it's got a little brush applicator, and that would be ideal, but I can't get it. I'm gonna have to run it under hot water or something. I can't get the thing open. Is that on there? I can't tell. I can't see. That looks on there. All right, we're going to push that down. Let me go ahead and take these clamps off. Yeah, it does dry pretty immediately, Laura. You're right about that. It dries so fast. All right, so then we'll put our little cute little fillers in here. I love these. I think these little Mickey ones are cute. Well, I guess if you have a Mickey Mouse lover, you might want to order some of these. I don't sell files that have any, you know, Mickey in them because Disney will get you. But these fillers are super cute. All right, I think that might be enough in there. Still have some left over. I thought I would be using it all up, but I still have enough left over to do something else. All right, so then we're going to do our acetate layer. So again, I've got the tissue on the back of there. All right. And super duper careful. I'm going to have to get it over here close to me so I can see what I'm doing. I mean, just the slightest bit of glue. Whoops. No, 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 no. Don't do that. All right, hold on. My glue is going to glob on there. Am I making y'all nervous with this bottle of glue? Worried about getting it down in my sequins? I really want some glue like on that bottom edge. Let me see if I can take an old paintbrush. This is not an ideal way of doing this, but this is what I have to work with today because I can't get my glue open. I'm going to brush that on there. Of course, I'll never be able to use that paintbrush again, probably, but that's okay. I will sacrifice that paintbrush for my video. All right. Did anybody watch the Pioneer Woman? Am I doing this in the right? Okay, I'm just gonna make sure before I glue this last piece down. Did anybody watch the Pioneer Woman movie on Discovery? It was called Cookie Cutter Christmas. No, wait, Candy Coated Christmas is what it was called. She did a movie this year. She's really not in it very much. I don't know if you consider her role like what they call a cameo. I'm not sure if that's technically a cameo. I don't know. She just has a small role in it. But she plays like the coffee shop, like bakery, I guess, owner. And so she's in it, but it's not a Hallmark movie, but it is very much like a Hallmark movie. Like it is very Hallmarky. Yeah, it's on Discovery Plus. So I just did like the free trial. I think it's a free trial to be able to watch it because I don't use Discovery Plus. But it was really, really cute. And my husband is not, he's not one of these husbands that watches Hallmark movies with his wife. Like he's just like, mm-mm, I'm not into that. So he actually watched it yesterday because I was going to watch it in my craft room. And I'll tell you, if you have a Roku TV, I have a Roku TV in my craft room. There's something weird with Roku and Discovery Plus, and it wouldn't let me play it. There's some kind of weird glitch. It'll tell you that you don't have an internet connection, but that's not the case because all the other streaming networks work fine. It's something to do with Discovery Plus. So I told him, I was like, I can't watch this in my craft room. You're going to have to watch the Pioneer Woman movie with me. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Well, it's so funny because I was telling him he had never watched a Hallmark movie. And I said, all right, this is how this is going to go. Okay. It's going to be a city girl goes to the country inadvertently, falls in love with a country boy. He is very handsome and either automatically wealthy or later on in the movie finds out he's also wealthy. Is that basically it, y'all? Isn't that how Hallmark movies go? So I told him that, and it was basically true. He wasn't really wealthy, I guess, but they had a plan to do their business together. I won't ruin it for y'all, but anyway, that's how most Hallmark movies go. So he was laughing because that's basically exactly how it went. Okay, that is it for that piece. So we have our hot cocoa bar sign. And whoops, that glue is still wet, stuck to my hand. And our candy cane, there's a little bit of glue on the side of it that was like, that's getting on me. Let me get a baby wipe. So yeah, so those are our little shakers. Sorry for the glare. My ring light is shining down on them. And you can see, I don't want to move them too much because I think they're still a little bit wet, but you can see how the pieces like move around in there. Super cute. I love them. I just think they're darling. I just love shakers. They're so much fun. Can move that a little bit. They look cute on your tiered trays. They look cute on shelves, just as like holiday decor. I love them. So now we have the green set, and then I should have made a green candy cane maybe, but we have the red sign as well. Put that where y'all can kind of see that too. So you can see the two different options. How cute. And then, you know, you can do whatever color scheme you like. And I did the candy cane face in one direction, and then I did this one facing the other direction. You can do whichever you want for that. So, and the first one I used sequins, just like white sequins, white and light gold. Okay, thank you, Laura. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it inspired you to attempt to tackle some shaker items. Every month in the club, you do get a shaker set. So I'm getting ready to give y'all the new files for December, and those will be released on December 1st. So have a heads up for your email for that. What day is that? I think it's next Tuesday, right? 27, 28, maybe Wednesday. Is that December 1st, next Wednesday? I can't remember. But anyway, so that's coming up. And it is winter themed because really giving y'all Christmas stuff on December 1st is too late for Christmas. I mean, if y'all craft ahead of time, you've had 2 months of Christmas stuff. So this is going to be like more winter type stuff. Have a happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you soon over on my page for more videos, and have a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.